Hi there. Welcome to my attic. My name is D.G. Valdron. I am a writer. These are some of my books. So today we are going to investigate that most writerly of topics, contracts. And I can see your eyes glazing over right this moment. Well, buckle up, sons and daughters. Here's the thing. Back in those halcyon days, when we were young writers, we didn't have to worry about contracts. Instead, we just concentrated on being good writers, brilliant writers. We were concentrating on the perfection of our words, the exquisite quality of our stories and novels and lyrics. And oh man, were we getting screwed left and right. That's how the world works. Now, we kind of have to go in with our eyes open everywhere. Now, me, I'm not just a writer, I am a lawyer. I have been a lawyer for 20-some years, and while my area of practice is not involved in writing, it's not copyrights or trademarks or, book deals and stuff like that, I have picked up a few things. And being interested as a writer, I've picked up a few more things. So here's some basic pieces of advice, and I may do more of these. Okay, here's the basics. Number one, if you are a writer, what you are dealing with is your copyright, your right to make copies. And this is what you are selling. You are not selling the physical manuscript. You never do that. You sell to the publisher, you sell to the magazine, you sell to the editor, whoever, the right to make copies of your work. It can be any form at all. So it can be just run off on a printing press or a photocopier or print-on-demand system. It can be published online as an ebook or as an audiobook or in translation or film or television rights or whatever, but it all comes down to making copies. Your contract is about copies, making copies in different forms. Now, the fortunate thing is that because of international conventions and because of legislation, any kind of contract involving copyright has to be in writing. It can't be handshake, can't be verbal. At some point, somebody has to put something down on paper so that everybody understands and knows what the rights being dealt with are. And that means whatever you do, you should be getting contracts. You should be looking very carefully at them. Now, here's some basics. Apart from being in writing and apart from being your rights to make copies, you should always get a copy of your own contract. If you were dealing with somebody who says, yeah, sign the contract, we'll keep it for you. No, you always get your own copy. Insist on that. If you don't get that, you are not dealing with ethical people. Secondly, read the damn thing. I swear to God, just read it. Like, pull on your big boy pants, your big girl pants. Read the damn thing. I know that there's this psychic barrier. There's psychic resistance to it. I know that it's stressful. Yeah, get over that. Just read it through. Understand what it says. I cannot stress that enough. And if you can't read it yourself, then find a friend and have them read it with you. Have them walk through it with you so that you understand what is in it. You do not want surprises at the last minute. Read up. You should be able to look at other precedents. You should be able to look at online contracts. You should be able to look at advice for online contracts and recognize your clauses that you're dealing with and try and understand whether or not they're good or bad clauses or how they affect you. Now, in terms of negotiating, that's a more complicated area because some of these things are going to be non-negotiable. Some of the stuff you're going to be looking in the contract is basically standard form boilerplate. It's in all contracts. Some of it is going to be essential. The things that the publishers actually really need to do their job. Okay? They can't take less. That's their bottom line. This is what they have to have. And some parts will be negotiable. They will ask for things they don't actually need, but it would be nice if they had it. Same for you. you will be getting stuff. Usually this is in the form of an advance, of royalties, etc., maybe some other kinds of commitments. And some of this will be very essential for you. Some of it may be arguable or negotiable. How much you get paid, that's sometimes negotiable. Now, if you're Stephen King or John Grisham or Dan Brown, it's very negotiable. If you're a first-time author, they're going to give you what they give you, and they may not be inclined to give you anything else. Every now and then, some first-time author comes up, and they've got like some super hot book, right? And then there's a bidding war, and there's a lot of excitement and a lot of buzz. Well, that's the lottery winners. Most of us are not like that. Most of us are just squirrels trying to get a nut, and we are not going in with a lot of strong negotiating position. So sometimes we can negotiate, sometimes we can't. Sometimes we bite the bullet. But the point is, you should always understand what you are getting into. All right, I'm going to stop here for a bit. And what I think I'm going to do in my next video is I'm going to talk about some key elements of contracts, publishing contracts, and give you some philosophy as to how you want to address them.